Hello, everyone. So last week I was able to visit the Indianapolis Museum of Art. So I'm going to share some of my artist findings with you. The first piece I noticed when I walked into the museum was the wall drawing number 62. Now, this drawing was by Sol LeWitt. He is an American born in 1928 and died in 2007. Sol was a conceptual artist and believed the idea or concept is the most important aspect of art. He used a diagram to outline the piece, and assistants helped to construct it. This was made in 1990 with acrylic wash on wall. And the reason I was so drawn to this is because we studied Sol LeWitt and were able to recreate some of his work. And I find this method so unique because he just writes instructions and allows teams of artists to complete the work in the museums themselves. And I loved drawing my own interpretation, so it was really fun to see it in person. This next painting is called The Two Sisters. It was painted by Georges Lemaine. He was a Belgian painter who died in 1916. His genre was neo-impressionist, which includes the use of complementary colors, and he was part of the Les XX, which is 20 of the most prominent Belgian artists at the time. The drawing is of 8-year-old Jenny and 12-year-old Berth. They're dressed identically, but they're looking in different directions. This painting was done with oil on canvas in 1894. So I was drawn to this painting because it reminded me of my older sister and I. My mom used to dress us in the same outfits. However, like the painting, we were always focused on different things and had different interests. I also like the graininess of the painting and the soft features of the sisters. They look very realistic, and you can almost feel their attitudes through the canvas. This sculpture is called Christ at the Column by Caspar. This was one of my favorite ones of the day. Caspar was born in 1723 and died in 1796. He was an Ecuadorian sculptor. This sculpture of Jesus is fairly small. According to the museum, sculptures this size were used as devotional aids for people who meditated. This is said to give them spiritual enlightenment. Jesus is sculpted here to emphasize his inner torment. Caspar displayed this by downplaying the physical damage that Jesus endured. This sculpture was thought to be made in the second half of the 18th century, with polychromed wood and inlaid glass eyes. As soon as I entered the room this sculpture was in, I was mesmerized. I'm used to seeing Jesus' body on the cross in church, so I've never seen a sculpture of him so up close. The detail and thought that went into it is astounding. I love how the description mentions how the external suffering was muted in order to show the internal pain that Jesus had. The last piece that I will be speaking about today is the UP5 chair and UP6 ottoman. This is created by Gaetano Pesci, an Italian born in 1939. His work is considered broad and humanistic, with intensive use of color and materials. This piece is made out of fabric, polyurethane, and rubber. While there is not much information on this piece specifically, I still feel very strongly about it. In the design exhibit at the IMA, this piece was the first one to catch my eye. The bright red color and the unnatural shape are so intriguing to me. I would put this piece in my room if I could. I think design is the unsung hero of art, and I was so happy to see an entire exhibit dedicated to it.